Hello my witchy friends, welcome to the channel, or welcome back if you are a returning subscriber. My name is Sophie, I'm the Midwest Magician, and today I'm going to be doing a book review of The Bad Vibes Field Guide by Devin Hunter. If you're someone who easily picks up on different energies and vibes in a space, or you're looking to refine that skill set, this is definitely going to be a book that interests you. I did already mention the Bad Vibes Field Guide. I did a Llewellyn book unboxing. I'll have that linked somewhere up here on the screen if you're interested in checking that out. But with that said, Llewellyn did send me this book to give an honest review. So I wanted to say thank you so much, Llewellyn. As always, I am so grateful and appreciative. So thank you so much. And let's go ahead and jump right into this book review. First, I'd like to introduce our author, Devin Hunter. I'm going to go ahead and read his bio on the back of the book. Devin Hunter is the best-selling author of The Witch's Book of Power, The Witch's Book of Spirits, The Witch's Book of Mysteries, the critically acclaimed Modern Witch, and Crystal Magic for the Modern Witch. Initiated into multiple occult orders, Devin is the founder of the Sacred Fires tradition of witchcraft and co-founder of the Black Rose tradition of witchcraft. He hosts the Modern Witch podcast, recommended by both the AV Club and Glamour, and he's co-owner of Datura Trading Company. There is a website listed for Devin on the back of the book, so I will have a link to that as well as where you can purchase the Bad Vibes Field Guide in the description box right down below. Now I want to dive into what this book is really about, and I personally feel like Bad Vibes Field Guide is such an apt name for this book. It is truly a field guide for navigating kind of the rougher and stickier situations in life. It is 10 chapters in length and explores a wide variety of the different vibes that we could encounter. It offers both insight and guided exercises as well as journal prompts to help us move through and navigate what we're experiencing rather than getting stuck in it. This book is really about understanding the bad vibes that we're dealing with, working with them, and reclaiming our personal power along the way. And as I said, this book is packed filled with different exercises. I believe there are 40 for you to work through, and they are very comprehensive, very well explained, and very understandable. I do want to go through just the overall contents of the book. So there are 4 parts to the book, and actually one of my favorite parts of the book is before even chapter 1. And that is, if you are dealing with something so severe, there is a section called Start Here in Case of Emergency. While this in case of emergency section is very short at about 3 pages, I do think it's a very cool and very accessible way to negate any bad vibes that you might be facing in the case of a spiritual or vibrational emergency. But getting back on track, part 1 is entitled Sensing Vibrations, and we have the anatomy of a vibration as well as identifying a vibration. Then we go into part 2, which is entitled Bad Vibrations. It goes into our bad vibes, other people's bad vibes, as well as environmental and preternatural bad vibes. And that was a new word and new explanation for me, so I did learn that in this book. And that moves us into part 3, entitled Cleansing and Triage, where we learn about the foundations of psychic cleansing, the scale of cleansing, part 1, and the scale of cleansing, part 2. Moving us on to our final part, which is part 4, entitled Protection and Transmutation, where we learn about your personal security system, as well as transmutation and reformatting vibes. Something that I really appreciate about this book is that while it is a kind of heavier topic, going over different bad vibes and what we need to do to negate them, get rid of them, transmute them, the overall writing style is not only very funny, but very lighthearted. I really appreciated the way that Devin Hunter presented the information. I felt like we got a very great idea of his personality, and he seems like a very fun and lighthearted person, which really made the bad vibes seem less daunting to deal with, although there are some pretty serious bad vibes that are mentioned. Overall, the tone of the book was very lighthearted and very fun to read. The pacing of this book, I think, was very fantastic because it does bring you through your own bad vibes, brings you through others' bad vibes, as well as different levels of disturbance and how to deal with them and how to cleanse them. It was very hard for me to pick a favorite chapter or section of the book, but if I had to, I would say section 2, going over our bad vibes, other people's bad vibes, and more environmental bad vibes. And within section 2, I think chapters 4 and 5 were my absolute favorite. I am personally somebody who very rapidly can pick up on other people's vibrations, So getting a breakdown of other people's vibes as well as different environmental vibes was very helpful for me personally. Although there are two things within chapter 4 that I view differently, and one of those was twin flames. I just have an entirely different idea about twin flames than our author, but that is totally okay. I think everyone's allowed to come to their own conclusions, and I do think it's interesting to see other people's takes on different ideas. And the second one was on curses. Now, I'm not sure if I agree or disagree. I could be swayed because there wasn't a huge distinction on if our author was talking about legit curses or hexes. So really, I'm not sure if it's all lumped into one category or if he kind of separates them. All that to be said, I still really enjoyed this chapter, even if there were things that I didn't see completely eye to eye on. I think that's okay. It was still one of my favorites in the entire book. Overall, I don't really have any dislikes on this book. It was a very fun read and something that I got through pretty quickly, since the way that it's structured really made me want to keep turning the pages and learning more and more information. And again, one of my favorite parts in here is the different exercises. There are so many to go through, and I also really enjoyed the different ideas around cleansing. So overall, I am very excited to start implementing a lot of the ideas from the Bad Vibes Field Guide into my own personal practice. I think the people that are going to enjoy this book the most are those who really want a grounded, magical, and empowering way to work through the different heavier energy that life can introduce really at any time. If you're someone who loves journaling, I think this is going to be a great book for you. And I think if you're somebody who is very introspective and also someone who's interested in energy work, this is going to be something that piques your interest. Overall, I really did enjoy the Bad Vibes Field Guide. Again, I read through it so quickly because it is a very engaging book, and I do think it's going to be something that I reference time and time again. I would love to know, have you read the Bad Vibes Field Guide? Are you somebody who picks up on energy a lot, or is that a skill that you're looking to work on? I would love to know your thoughts. I wanted to thank Llewellyn once more for sending this book my way. And if you made it to the end of the video, could you leave a little skull emoji, since we have one right here on our book? I love to see who watches all the way to the end. Thank you so much for being here and spending your time with me, and I will see you very soon for the next video. Bye.